evening, and welcome everyone to Non-Apologetic News. News for people who hate the news. As always, I am Travesty, and next to me is Body Bag. We are Non-Apologetic News. Before we begin with the news story, I'd like to talk about something. Artist we've both been following for a while. That artist is Jelly Roll. Now, for those who don't know who Jelly Roll is, well, I feel sorry for you. But Jelly has just came out with his newest offering a few weeks ago called Ballads of the Broken. I believe that's the name of it, right? Yeah. This CD is absolutely beautiful. We started listening to Jelly in 2010 or so, okay? He was a Nashville, basically your hood rapper, but he was real in touch, emotional. He had stuff to say, so I was always drawn towards him. And over the years, he's turned more into, what would you say, a soul singer / hip hop, I guess? Something you've never really heard before. It's absolutely powerful, and he just got his first gold record. It was just for a single, but I mean, that's step one to getting the actual gold album, you know? It's like a weird feeling. I don't know if you've ever been proud of someone you don't actually know. Yeah. That's how I feel about Jelly Roll. If this somehow makes it to you, we are proud of you, buddy. We love to see what you're doing. And for those who haven't checked it out, check out Ballads of the Broken. If you don't want to pay for it, go listen to it on YouTube. Who gives a shit? But it's super powerful music. And I mean, I would go as far as to say is Jelly's one of a kind, and he's out of this world, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of out of this world, London YouTuber claims to have been abducted by aliens and fallen in love with one of them. Wow. So, she was sick of men on Earth. At that point, London actress Abbey says that she hopes to normalize interspecies dating. To find her soulmate, London actress looked to the skies. She claims she fell for an alien after it swept her into its UFO and right off her feet. Bored by the pandemic and unimpressed by the offerings on Earth, she joked online about wanting an alien to abduct her. Before long, she began to have dreams of a white light, and then in May, she said she heard a voice in her dream. It commanded her to wait in the usual spot. Now, she had never heard this voice before, but she knew what spot that was. I think we all do. Now, the next evening, she sat next to her open window. She waited, and as she began to fall asleep around midnight, a flying saucer swept into view. Before Bella knew it, she wasn't in her bedroom any longer. There was a bright green beam which transported me to the UFO, she said. Most might not be alarmed, but not her. She was ready. She soon found herself where very few humans claim to have ever gone, in the belly of a flying saucer. In Bella's telling, she encountered 5 aliens in the UFO. They were tall and slender, but Bella couldn't make out their true forms. She couldn't see them clearly, and apparently they communicated telepathically. Now, she wasn't frightened, she says. On the contrary, she was love-struck. There was one who connected with me, she gushed, describing the feeling as being in love 100 times over. I didn't get his name, but I felt exactly the same. Now, apparently they faced a few hurdles. For one, the alien told her that dating a human was taboo, although he was willing to break the rules. For another, she wasn't sure she wanted to leave planet Earth. He said I had to consent to go with him, but I didn't want to say yes in case they took me forever, she said. So, sadly, she left the UFO after just 20 minutes and back on Earth. She thought about the differences between aliens and Earthmen. Aliens offer an extra quality of care, she said. Men on Earth just tell lies and have double standard. So, jaded opinion here, of course. Also a complete nonsensical tell. Now, I looked into this because she's a YouTuber, right? So we all know what this is. This is a way to bring traffic to her page. So I got to thinking, does she have an audience? Because if she already has an audience, why make up this tell?
Right.
But she didn't. Matter of fact, even after making up this tell, it's not bringing her the exposure she thought it would. She still gets less views than this show does that started a few weeks ago. So I went on her page and I watched the video where she recounts the whole thing, her abduction, right? I wrote down an excerpt I'd like to read to you.
Okay.
Bella said the green light they emitted was very hot, hot, hot. For a second, I had a choice to do something that potentially could, like, change our entire civilization. I remember thinking in my stupid Earth mind, like, what is love? So, this is the kind of great things you can get on, I don't know, whatever I said her name was a minute ago, Bella Abbey. If you like that sort of thing, check out her YouTube channel. Like I say, this is obviously nonsensical, and a lot of people are talking about the story, which you think would bring traffic to her site, but it's really not, so that sucks. But as someone said to me, and I'm sure it's said to plenty of people, get your audience by hook or by crook. This is obviously by crook, but still, we wish you the best of luck, Miss Abbey. Bella, what you got for us, buddy?
All right. This story's going to take us to the UK. A 15-year-old girl, high school, suffers from dyslexia and autistic. She's getting ready for her prom and everything, but super, super nervous about going because, always being bullied and everything.
Right.
And her parents could sense the anxiety, and they begin thinking of what they could do to remind their daughter of how lush she is.
Aww.
Felicity's mother, Catherine, put up a post on the WAC Motorcycle Club on Facebook and mentioned how the teenager has been bullied from the very first day of primary school. She said her daughter Felicity is 15, has dyslexia, and she is currently being diagnosed with Asperger's, so she finds making friends incredibly difficult. This motorcycle club, they're expecting they said they'd escort her to prom. The parents are only expecting 10, 15 bikers to show up. 300 bikers show up to chaperone Felicity to her prom.
300 bikers show up in a residential neighborhood.
Yes.
To pick up this young lady.
Yep. Chaperone her to her prom.
Now, did she have a date? I missed that part.
I'm not sure. It didn't say. I don't believe so. I think she went with a fellow friend, another girl.
So she literally just hopped on the back of one of these guys' bikes and then zooted it off in a whole...
They had like a sidecar or something fancy for her to ride in. But yeah, 300 bikers.
Wow. Now, so they escorted her to prom, and then what they just sit outside?
Yeah, I guess they chaperoned her, hung out there, and I don't think anybody bullied her that night.
Now it's a heartwarming tale, but it's also sad because the fuck are they picking on this young girl for?
People are dicks.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like there should have been like a brother or a father or something who just went and like beat up all the kids who were making fun of her,
I'm sure it might have crossed his mind, but not everybody enjoys felonies.
Well, that is a way to get right in our feelers there. Now, for this next one, you better hold on to your britches, because it's a roller coaster, all right? Man gets prison time after botched castration in cabin. Okay. Victim claims unlicensed surgeon Bob Lee said he would eat his body parts. A man in Oklahoma arrested last year on charges of performing an illegal surgery has been sentenced to 2 years in jail and 10 years in prison. However that works. Bob Lee, 54, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit unlicensed surgery, practicing medicine without a license, and attempted distribution of a psychedelic mushroom. The surgery in question was a castration, and the person of whom it was performed on volunteered. Allen agreed to plead guilty after his husband, Thomas Evan Gates III, agreed to testify against him. The crime was discovered when the 28-year-old victim started to hemorrhage, and they drove him to the hospital after bleeding occurred after the botched surgery. One went on a little longer than I thought it would. The victim said he met Allen online via a website he said was called the Enoch Maker and the EM Crew. He flew from Virginia to Texas and then was given a ride to a cabin in Oklahoma in the woods where surgery was performed on a table. He said Allen told him he was a cannibal who planned to eat the body parts he removed. Police found the body parts frozen in his freezer. Allen also reportedly told the victim he had 6 more patients booked for surgeries. So, this leaves like a lot more questions than answers, okay? Why did this, I think he was 28 or 29. Why did this, I just knocked my mic. Why did this young man want his balls cut off? Like, I thought of a scenario. Like, maybe he just couldn't stop dropping loads in girls, and he's like, this is the only way. Like he just refused to wear a condom,
Right.
Like, I don't wear a mask, and I don't wear a condom, that sort of thing. Also, why did the surgeon want to eat his balls? Was it because he was gay? One wonders. Or like, did he think like he'd get ever hard if he ate this young man's balls, right? And why would you ever have a surgery done by an unlicensed man you met on basically a form of Craigslist?
Right.
Now, I have a picture of these fellers. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So right off the bat, they look dumb. So, okay, this guy takes a flight down to from Virginia to Texas, and then the guy on the right with the beard, or the dark beard, he picks him up, drives him into a cabin in the woods in Oklahoma, where the white-bearded creepy fella answers the door and performs the surgery, right?
Okay, so Whitebeard's the one that's going to...
He did the surgery.
Want to eat the balls and stuff.
He's going to eat the balls so he can, like, take care of the man with the dark beard.
That's dark beard looks like he got some ball juice on his beard there.
Oh hell, I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's Thomas Gates Evans III. Or
maybe they shared it.
Now, you got to watch out here. For one, it's like we're getting stupider, like as a culture, as a whole, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of demons in this world. So please, people, try to not let him eat your balls. Am I right?
Yeah. If you want a surgery, like go to an actual doctor.
Right. No doubt. All right. Balls. What do you got next for us?
All right. Another just fantastic person. Attention-hungry rapper, reggaeton star Dancer has
reggaeton.
Whatever. Dancer has adopted an extreme look that is sure to fill even the most diehard hip-hop fans with dread.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This 23-year-old Mexican Goldilocks claims he is the first rapper in human history to rock an assortment of gold chains as hair, hanging from hooks he had surgically implanted into his scalp. The truth is that, this is what he said, the truth is that I wanted to do something different because I see that everyone dyes their hair. I hope not everyone copies me now. That's what he had to say in one of his little TikTok videos he shared with his 1.9 million followers on the streaming platform.
Let's have a look at him.
There you go. Just a fantastic looking person here.
So they're implanted into his actual scalp then.
Yeah.
So they're piercings, basically, right?
Pretty much. And I don't know what's going on with rappers these days wanting to get shit implanted into their dome.
Did you see that one fuckball?
He's got the diamond, and then he stage dive, and the crowd ripped it out of his face.
Well, did you ever actually see a picture of it? It looked like a wound. Like, it looked fucking gross.
Yeah. Like it says, like a 24 million fucking diamond.
Yeah, that kind of shit annoys. Not just that sort of like, if you have 24 million, like, you could make a difference in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Akon took like 10 million and supplied electricity and water, I think it was, to like 400,000 people in Africa. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. And this young man, I hope every 4 days as he's walking around, someone comes up and yank and just rips him out like an idiot with the big Hainer nose ring, who gets into a fight.
Right.
Now, is this kid famous, or is this his attempt at getting famous?
I'm sure he's from Mexico. I don't follow a lot of Mexican hip hop, so I don't know how big he is down there. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I guess the last really Spanish artist I remember was real big into SPM back in the day. Dope House, man.
Right.
That fucker was fucking awesome. But yeah, this shit's ridiculous, and that's what it has come to. It's come to more of a, more of an image, right?
Yeah.
So we portray an image, Doesn't matter about the skill level, and the fame will come, you know. I don't know, because I can tell you without listening to this kid's music, and I'm just not going to, that he can't rap. Because if he could, he wouldn't be doing this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd be out there like someone else's age, like Chris Webby or Little Dicky, and he'd just be on Sway in the Morning, ripping open a 4-minute freestyle, you know? This is nonsensical, and I kind of wish I didn't know it. Wait a second. You see the one in the middle? That's I don't know how you pronounce it. That's the Figaro chains. Remember them chains? And like if you put a charm on the end, they never sit flat and they curl up on one side. That's what that is. So he literally has like 60 piercings in his head.
Yeah, that's like, okay, how do you implant all that shit? That's gotta be one hell of a surgery.
Yeah, I don't even think it's surgery. I think it's just a guy, they pierce hooks into it, right? So it's just a guy with a, you know, and he does that for 30 minutes or so. And then they attach these, which if the diamond tester comes up, I imagine they're fake as well.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of money right there.
You got anything else to say about this young man?
Fuck him.
Fuck him. I second that motion. And on that motion, that's going to wrap it up for another episode of Non-Apologetic News. We will be back next week. As always, like, subscribe. We're going to be back. It's, I can't remember what day it comes out. Wednesdays. Wednesdays, the show will be back. So thank you, everyone. Good night, and do not watch the news. Non-Apologetic News. Non-Apologetic News.